Hey guys, it's your girl Erica here, and I'm so excited you are here today. I want to talk about parent teacher dream teams and getting everyone on the same page. Because let's be real, nothing makes or breaks a childcare center faster than the relationship between parents and teachers. When everyone's in sync, that's when the magic happens. But when there's miscommunication, mismatched expectations, or total silence between home and school, whew, that's when things get messy real quick. In today's episode of the Child Care Director's Chair, we're tackling how to build that dream team dynamic between your staff and your families. Because behavior support works best when everyone is playing from the same playbook. Now, before I hop into today's episode, I have to tell you this podcast is nothing without you. It merely would be a little old lady sitting in a closet by herself talking in a mic. You guys give me so much love, and I know that I take up a few minutes in every episode because I am so humble and so appreciative to all of you who tune in day after day. There are some states I really would like to acknowledge: Oregon, Colorado, North Carolina, Maine, Michigan, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Texas, Washington, Iowa. No matter where you're listening from, I appreciate you. And my global listeners, oh man, I can't even express to you how cool it is when I look and I see people from Australia and Canada and Queensland, and the list goes on. So that just shows you how all interconnected we are um, in this work that we're doing here in ECE. So I am humbly grateful. So thank you for allowing me to take a couple minutes to just love back on you. Now, let's get into it. We want to talk a little bit about why it's so important. We have to establish open, honest communication with parents from the very beginning. And the reason it matters is if parents don't feel welcomed and respected right from the start, they are less likely to engage when challenging conversations come up. Starting strong isn't about being perfect, guys. It's about being approachable and proactive. Before you even hop into paperwork, start with relationship building. During your intake, ask questions like, what helps your child feel safe and calm? Or perhaps you could say, what's one thing that tends to get them upset? So you can learn the triggers. Or what do they love to do when they're happy? You see, when you show families that you see them as partners and not just caregivers, it really sets that tone for communication. And let families know we love staying in touch, not just when there's an issue, but to celebrate growth and to talk about what's working and what's not. And include how updates will happen. Will it be through an app? Will it be through email? Will it be in person? And how often can they expect it? And you want to model strength based on language. Train your staff to speak from a place of support. Instead of saying, he's always disruptive. I can't get through circle time. He never stops moving. Or she. It's not always the boys, the girls too. But instead, use language like this. He's working on staying focused during circle time, and we're supporting him with movement breaks. And directors, here's some action steps. Add communication role play for new teachers and their onboarding process. Create a parent communication starter kit for staff with like simple scripts, maybe tone tips, how to use your tone, and just the words that you're saying do not always communicate what you're trying to say. So making sure your staff understand their tone also matters. Their body language matters. There's multiple ways that we're communicating beyond the words. And common phrases to avoid, like the he is always disruptive. Building partnerships with families to create a unified approach to managing challenging behaviors is so important. If teachers and families aren't aligned, children get mixed messages and behavior interactions, they fall flat. A true partnership means shared goals, shared strategies, and shared wins. Don't come in with just the answers. Say things like this: we're seeing some big reactions during transitions. What do you do at home when things feel rushed or overwhelming? This invites the parent's voice into the process and it opens the doors for collaborative planning. Also, shared language. Center wide phrases like safe hands or calm body help children understand expectations. And this gives parents access to this language through printed guides, take home visuals, and short videos. Also, it helps children, this is, excuse me, the time of year where kids will be transitioning into new classrooms. So, if all the teachers are using the same language, it makes it a lot easier for children to understand. And of course, I'm so sorry, be mindful of cultural differences. Some families may not agree with or understand certain approaches, like time in, emotion coaching, or redirection. Approach these moments with curiosity, not correction, and help parents with reinforcing their role. Tell the parents, you are the expert on your child. We're here to partner with you, not override your instincts. And you could do some things like hosting a family behavior roundtable, maybe once a quarter, to share strategies and invite input. And also, if you have a multi language facility, make sure that you are making every effort to make sure that those materials are available in all the languages that are spoken in your program, or invite community liaisons to come in and help. You want to also offer regular feedback and working together to track the child's progress over time. Because we know ongoing feedback helps both parents and teachers spot trends, celebrate growth, and also course correct without surprises. And gosh, make it a routine. Routine, not reactive. Feedback shouldn't just happen when something's wrong. Use things like Monday moments, email updates, or monthly progress reports, or even monthly progress chats. Behavior update folders with weekly notes, and be specific and balanced. Swap general statements like, he had a good day. Like, what does that mean? And we know we all do it, right? How was his day? Oh, his day was great. Have a good night. How about something like this? Today, little Timmy waited his turn during story time without getting upset. That's a big step forward from last week. Invite family observations. Ask them, are you seeing the same things at home? What has helped when things get tough? This keeps it a two-way communication, and that builds mutual trust. Now, directors, here's some action steps you can take. Train staff to document behavior in a factual, non-emotional tone, using a shared tracking tool that includes space for teacher notes, parent observations, and agreed upon strategies. As we start to wrap up, there's a few other things I'd like to add. Practical tips on creating behavior management plans that involve both the child care center and the family. Because a plan that only lives at school will never be as effective as one that's mirrored at home. Children need predictability across environments. So start with a shared goal. Maybe say something like, we would love to work together on helping him express his frustrations in a way that don't involve hitting. What does that look like at home? And agree on 1 to 2 behavior goals to start and keep it realistic. Align tools and visuals. If the child has an emotion chart or sensory bin at school, then send a mini version or an email printable resource for home. So when home and school use the same visuals, children learn faster. Schedule plan reviews. Meet every 2 to 4 weeks to check in. What's working, what's not, and how do we need to revise or update the strategies? And keep it flexible and focused. As I said, we're rolling into June, depending on when you're listening to this podcast, but we're rolling into June. That means kids will be moving into new classrooms. Usually, new students will also be joining your program, and maybe even some new summer camp staff. So think about that because that might upset the flow of things. Directors, here's the point. Create a family-friendly behavior plan template with language that's easy to understand. Build a take-home toolkit that includes calming strategies, timers, emotion cards, and a family goal tracking sheet. My final thoughts are this. As a child care director, you're not just managing your center. You're setting the tone for how your team connects with families. When you prioritize clear communication, shared goals, and real partnerships, you help children feel safe, families feel supported, and teachers feel empowered. It isn't just good practice, but it's transformational leadership. If you love today's episode, don't stop here. Download our free Dream Team Toolkit, which will be out on June 1st, just in time for that transition in your program. We'll have ready-to-use behavior plan templates, shared language guides, and communication checklists that you can implement today with your staff and your families. And again, don't forget to subscribe to the Child Care Director's Chair podcast so you never miss an episode that helps you lead with confidence, clarity, and of course, a whole lot of heart. As always, thank you for tuning in. When the adults are all on the same page, the kids win every single time.